into late night talks. Hey everybody, it's the real Gina B, Date with a Play. I am not into late night talks. That's my kids in the background. I'm just, it's been a long day. But I have said that I am committed to going live every single night for the rest of the year. I don't care what comes my way. I done broke my little nail. My nails, I broke this one sometime. Then I broke, but guess what? I'm still going on. So sometimes when you have problems with consistency and you're gung ho about doing something, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then you don't do it. That's the thing. So I'm getting on here and I had some things to talk about, but like I said, it's been a long day. So I'm gonna just tell y'all a story that I told my other channel, Not So Perfect Parents. I'm gonna tell y'all this story. Since we still talk about dating, we talking about marriage on the menu. We talk about number one, the appetizer, which is getting prepared for the relationship. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. We talked about that man who was at that play ready for them women at Legally Blonde by himself. I believe he got him a date. Then we also talk about number two is the entree. That's going to be relationship all in itself. And then three is going to be, I actually like it without the light on. It was cuter without the light on. I don't know, somebody would come on here and say I'm too black or something, but this day would have played. We need people to come on here. But it actually, it looked good. This actually looked good without it. Okay. Anyway, and then three is the dessert, and that's going to be keeping things spicy. But we're still on preparation, so I want to tell y'all this story real quick. So I'm not a TikToker. I'm on TikTok, my channels, but I don't get on there. If I get on there, I see something real quick, or my daughter then posted something, grandkids or whatever, and I'll get on there. But there's a lady who I follow on YouTube, and I don't know if I follow her. I just seen her video. Either way, she was on YouTube and she was talking about different reaction videos. And there's a cake artist who found out her boyfriend was married. Yes, yes. So I want to talk today when we're talking about preparation, getting ready for marriage, getting ready to date, whatever. You need to vet the people that you are dating. I mean, vet them from making sure they ain't predators to making sure they ain't frauds to making sure they ain't in a whole bunch of debt to making sure that they ain't married and got a whole bunch of kids that they don't take care of. Like, I know sometimes they say a man will know if he wants to marry a woman like within a couple of seconds, or one date he'll know. But that don't mean you gotta go on the date and then after the date y'all talking about marriage and all that other stuff. I believe in it ain't gotta take a long time, but sometimes it may take a long time just to make sure that you are with the right person. Because if marriage is supposed to be a lifetime, that is a long time to be with somebody who you cannot stand, or somebody who's a cheater or an abuser or whatever. So, getting back to this woman, the woman is a cake artist and she has a bakery. And she met this guy. I can't remember if he's a mechanic or whatever, but they met and they pretty much hit it off and they were talking. And she said, I think they had been talking for about 3 or 4 months. And then all of a sudden, they were kind of getting serious, but there were some red flags. And that's the thing. When you dating, you be all giddy. Oh, I like them. But y'all be missing the red flags. I missed them too. I ain't gonna say y'all. I missed them too. But what happened with her was when she was telling her story, there were certain things that popped out, and I would have to hear it again. But one thing that stood out to me is that she said that they only met at his house on Friday nights, and I'm like, well, only on Friday nights. But then she did put the disclaimer in there that their schedules were really different, and they worked opposite, but still only on Friday nights. So keep that in mind. Hopefully, I'll come back and I'll explain why they only could see each other on Friday night at his house. So she started making him like cakes and little desserts and things like that. And he I believe he would take him home, whatever. She's thinking he's single. Then all of a sudden, about the fourth month, fifth month, or something like that, she told him, um, no, he told her that he had a son. And so she's like, oh, cool. So now all of a sudden she's thinking in her head, if we get together and I marry this man, I have a daughter, he has a son, I don't have to have any more kids. We're going to live happily ever after. This is going to be awesome. So she starts making his son treats. And I believe he took him home. So then it was Father's Day. And she only has certain cakes on her menu. And red velvet is not one of them. Okay. And his favorite cake is red velvet. So she found that out. She's like, oh, I'm going to make my man a red velvet cake. So she made this man a red velvet cake. Now, keep in mind, she don't make no cakes for nobody. No red. She have not made one. She don't make none. She won't make none. She made this man a red velvet cake. This man took it home. A little bit later, she gets a call from a woman. And she says, I would like to order one of your cakes. And she said, yeah, sure. What would you like? And the woman said, well, my husband brought home one of your cakes. And it was red velvet. And we had it and it was good. So I would like to make him or order him a cake for his birthday. Another red velvet. So this girl is in shock at this point. First of all, she was in denial. She like, well, she can't be talking about my man. But she done said the man's name. She done said where they lived because she needed to deliver the cake. She done said the man's birthday, so she know where her man's birthday was. And she said red velvet, and he is the only one she made a red velvet cake for. So she went ahead and took the order. She ended up talking to the guy eventually because she's like, you're going to have to tell your wife. She decided not to deliver the cake out of respect for the wife. She decided not to even do it. And then basically it was what it was. He claimed that him and his wife were separated and that they were just still living in the same house. Like he made all these excuses. And the woman was kind of upset because she was like, you didn't give me a choice to even say if I wanted to be involved in this or not. So the outcome is they stopped talking, but there was an update. Man sent her a cease and desist order or for her viral videos, and he now thinks he should be getting paid like her because she's talking about him, but she never said his name or anything like that. So I'm just on here to encourage y'all as we're doing this preparation and prepare for marriages on the menu, and we're doing the appetizer and we're preparing ourselves. If you're going on a date, because I already told y'all where to meet people, I already been talking about getting that inside work done. If you're trying to meet people, please vet them. One is make sure they are single. Make sure they ain't ready to mingle with nobody else but you. So I am going to be on here every single night talking about different things, random things, marriage on the menu, all of that. And I am the real Gina B. Date with a plate. Don't eat it if it's good.